Okay. Meeting is now streaming live. Okay. Yippee! So, hello everyone. We're just going to check in with Charlie to see if she can see us. Uh, see what
You
she's.
enter some magic and you start off with the two of us going, "Can you see us? Are we live? Are we live?"
And this is the story every single month. You should really get used to it. I can say I just got a notification on my phone to say that we're going live, so I'm assuming we're good. And Jolly's saying we're live. Thanks, Jolly. So, for those of you who are in YouTube land watching, please make sure that you say hi to Charlie. She is looking after the comments for us tonight and stuff, so give us some love out there. And yeah, so like, welcome to our, well, here for us, it's like our autumn equinox, and the guys in the South Spring. So, yeah, welcome everyone. Hello, Karen.
It's isn't it isn't it a really interesting point, I think, equinox, because it is the one point in the year, or the 2 points of the year, where we're in this place of perfect balance.
Mm,
I mean, equinox isn't technically a day, I think it's technically Saturday, but as humans, balance is something we strive so much for, isn't it? Like, especially in this day and age, we're constantly striving for work-life balance, for balance between what we give to ourselves and what we give to other people, for balance between the light and the dark, blah 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 blah. And it's a constant flowing thing, and the earth shows us that so beautifully
yes.
throughout the year. And these 2 points of the year we have, where actually balance is that 50-50 point that we were always led to believe it is, rather than that kind of ebb and flow. And I think that's, I don't know, there's a magic to that.
Yes, and it's somehow like, and she does it so effortlessly, doesn't she? It's just like this thing where it's just like, okay, so now, like today, night and day is the same length, and then I'm gonna go into my next cycle. And like when we get to it again in March, today is the like same length, and now I'm gonna go into my next cycle. So it's like she just does this because she knows it's what's meant to happen, right? Like there's a flow and a movement in the way that she transitions from like light to dark and dark to light. So, and it's effortless. That feels like so important to me. It's like it's easy every single year.
And I wonder what would happen if we gave ourselves the same grace that Earth gives to herself as we move through that process. If we recognize that there will be times when we will be having a lot more work than we do rest, there will be times when we will be having a lot more dark than we are light, that there will be times when we are having a lot more us time than kind of out in the world time. And actually, we don't need to force that. We don't need to try and force ourselves into a place of 50-50 balance, or 75-25, or whatever. We need to just follow that effortless example of the earth and give ourselves the grace to move through that cycle.
Yeah. Because I always think about like I don't know where I heard it, but someone always said like the trees don't think about how to grow. The plants don't think about like how they like gonna sprout their little flowers or bring their fruits there, right? And so like why is it as human beings that we're like on this mission to overcomplicate the shit out of everything? We have to overthink everything. And I've been on a real journey over the last 2 months of stopping my overthinking and like a letting go journey, and it feels so liberating. I feel like I've lifted like a 50-ton brick off my own shoulders because I'm allowing myself to step into that space of just letting go of bad feelings, letting go of like, and not overcomplicating it and not missioning to heal myself, but I'm just on a mission to let go of everything that I don't need. And I feel like that is the big lesson for me from the earth at the moment, because she just doesn't care. She just does her thing and it's all good. So,
It's so true. I've been listening to a lot of Wayne Dyer recently. I've gone all the way back to the very beginning. I've been listening to Wayne Dyer a lot recently. And there's a thing that he says where he's like, when you find yourself stressing over something, when you find yourself worrying or getting really in depth with it, just literally say, okay, next. I've heard you. I've heard the thought. I'm not ignoring the thought. I'm just moving on from it.
yeah.
And I feel like, there's an element of that we can take that down a path of bypassing, and that's not where I want to go.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
in terms of this overthinking lark, how many times do we find ourselves just rehashing the same thought, just
Yeah.
rehashing the same worry, just rehashing the same stress pattern? Just, you've been there, you've done it, just next, just
Yeah.
move on. And I think, I mean, I like to, whenever I hear him say it, I like to think a little bit more Ariana Grande and be like, yes, thank you, next. That's where I'm at with it. But it's, it's this need, this invitation, I guess, that the earth gives us every time she moves through this cycle, and which she is doing every single day, to do exactly that, to go, okay, thank you, next.
Yeah.
And to just let go.
And there's this thing for me that's really been coming up over the last month as well. It's like the more I'm letting go, the more I'm allowing myself to step into that intuitive space where like my body trust is like, it feels like I'm finally in that place where I'm going, yes, I trust the stuff that's coming to me, right? Like, because I'm not like, oh, I just had this thought, or this is coming up for me. Oh my God, is it right? Isn't it right? You know, and then you derail yourself completely away from your intuition because you're in that space. And it's just like, no, that was there for a reason. I've just had that thought. I've just had that feeling because it's valid. And so like the letting go thing of all the other shit that I tend to do, it's just been like, oh, okay. And that just leads you to magical new places, right? Because now I'm not sitting in that space of like rehashing all this shit. And now I'm like, oh, I can go do this. And then I'm going to move there. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to create that. And I'm going to feel this and see that. And it's just like, it opens up doorways to like real magic. That's what I'm feeling at the moment.
Yeah. Which ironically is the name of the Wayne Dyer book I've been listening to. So that ties in perfectly. It's funny, because this past few days, I've been thinking a lot of places where I'm like, oh, how didn't I see that? Situations where now I look at and go, that isn't something that aligns with me. That isn't something, how did I end up down that path? Why, I'm supposed to be somebody who is very intuitive. I'm very in tune with wisdom. How did I end up down a path that was clearly not right? And in every single case where I've looked at that and thought that, what I've realized is it was never my intuition that led me there. It was always up here. It was always that my intuition would be like, nah, no, this is a big fat no. And I'd be going, oh, but think about this. Think about this is a sensible idea. This is a logical idea. This is the nice thing to do. This is all of these different things, these different reasons that have been conditioned into me as things I should trust. They're always the things that lead me down the paths that actually aren't right. Whereas this little voice deep in here, that's the one that doesn't. How many times, if I look at, if I were to write you a list today of the things that I go, what on earth was I doing? Why on earth did that happen? And don't get me wrong, I'm not in some sort of cycle of shame or anything. I've just been pondering it. Every single one of those things would have gone against a gut feeling because something up here or something around here would have come to think and see otherwise.
And so I kind of feel like this equinox for me feels like it's like this beautiful doorway, right? It's like this doorway of like trust, of intuition, of like real connection. And like, it's just like trusting those cycles, trusting that like rhythm, trusting my body to like really respond in a way that is like, it's my yeses and it's my no's and stuff, right? So I just feel like this whole new, where we're going is we're heading into this beautiful space of reconnecting with the earth and then reconnecting with our bodies again. So there's this like, there's a like a little pathway that is running for me together. But the more I trust the earth, the more I'm trusting my body. The more I trust the earth, the more I trust my body. And the more I trust my body, the more I trust the earth. So we're doing this beautiful dance at the moment. And I feel like this whole opening up to this great mother energy is also helping me trust myself more. So there's definitely something here about the earth supporting us, the earth moving with us, and us starting to recognize that energy now.
Totally. And I think, we talk a lot in Project Earthwork about sacred sites, and something that we've said between the three of us a lot in the last month or so is each and every one of these is a sacred site. Like, let's never forget that, we've got the earth grids, we've got those places that have been used for worship, we've got the holy wells, we've got all of those different parts of the earth, those beautiful old trees that we know are sacred sites. We also have the fact that every single iota of earth is a sacred site because our planet is sacred. And within that, we have to remember that we are sacred. Each and every one of us is sacred. And if we are divine, which we know that we are, we have to recognize that each and every body is sacred. Each and every heart, mind, under the overthinking, gut, each and every one is sacred. And we have to start treating it that way. These, I can very easily descend into an anti-organized religion rant, so I'm going to try not to go there. But if the pull away from seeing earth as sacred has given us one thing that I would do anything to take back, it has pulled us away from the recognition of ourselves as sacred.
Yes.
And when we stop recognizing ourselves as sacred, we stop honoring ourselves, we stop respecting ourselves, we stop caring for ourselves, we stop trusting ourselves. And these are all things, these and so many more things that I don't have the words for right now, are all things we need to come back to. Because like let's not pretend for one moment that we can tend the earth and honor the earth without also tending and honoring every one of her creatures, every one of her creations, and that includes us.
Yeah.
This is all this one great big trans-species ecosystem, this great big trans-species ecosystem of life, of love, of energy. And if we don't recognize our own, we have to recognize other people in that as well. We'll come to that another day. But for today, if we don't recognize our own part in that as being just as important as, I don't know, Stonehenge or Machu Picchu or that great big old oak tree that you go and cuddle and sit in the roots of, or whatever, when we're not doing this right, we have to come home to ourselves.
Yeah. And I feel like tonight that's where we're heading, right? Like tonight is a celebration of like our sacredness, because she teaches us and she shows us that every day. So like allowing ourselves to be open to basically receiving this love from the earth as well, because you do receive it every day, because there's oxygen for you to breathe, and there's beautiful plants that grow, and there's food that's being produced, and there's just like, it's like she blesses us every day. Like, so she's literally saying, I am looking after your beautiful sacred bodies. Please, please, please look after yourselves. And that's where I feel like we're going tonight. So yeah. Okay. Right. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start. Is there anything else you want to share?
I don't think so. I'm intrigued to see what's going to come up, because as always, I have no idea. I'm just going to tune in and see who wants to talk to us, what they want to say.
Okay, so we'll start with Ceryn, like taking us into the circle tonight. And yeah, so just allow yourself to be here and to join us tonight for this beautiful journey. And then I'll take us through my little bit, and yeah, we'll go from there. Awesome. Thanks, Bat.
Thank you. All right. So wherever you are, get yourself nice and comfortable. And when you're ready for this bit, at least, if you just join me in closing your eyes and starting by taking a few deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe, let yourself come into this moment. Let yourself come also into this beautiful sacred body of yours, the temple that is your very physical being. As you inhale, allow yourself to just feel the way your chest fills and rises. Feel the way that fresh, clean air flows around your body like a gift from Mother Earth, blessing, filling, and nourishing every part of your being. Before, as you release, just letting it go, letting yourself come into that space of release that Yolandi spoke about, that space of just being in this moment. And if you can, give yourself just a second to pause in that liminal space, in that moment between breaths before you take another deep inhale. And then release. And once again, pause for just a second before you draw in that next breath. And as you continue to breathe, to sit in that rhythm of interconnection with the air, of blessings from this planet, I'm just going to start by calling in a circle around us, calling it in as though across time and space, so that wherever you are, so that whenever you are watching this, you are being held within this circle, within this space. I'm starting by calling out to the east and to air, to the north, to the east and to air, to inspiration, to wisdom, to intuition, calling out to logic, to inspiration, to the power of our dreams. And calling in the power of our breath, its ability to anchor us into each and every moment and to carry us forward into the next moment and the next and the next. And as we call out to the east into the air, I call in to the butterflies, to the birds, to the clouds, to the winds, those gentle breezes and those great big gales. And I ask that they join with us, that they work with us, that they bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. And then turning to the north, I call out to the north and to the earth, to groundedness, to surety, to steadfastness, to fertility, to nourishment, and to abundance. I call out to the trees and to the plants, to the animals, to the mountains, to the caves and to the rocks, to the north and to the earth. I invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. Then turning to the west, I call to the west and to the water. I call to the whales and the dolphins that are the keepers of those waterways that make this beautiful blue planet all that it is, that nourish the plant life, that nourish the animal life, that nourish us, and that nourish Mother Earth. I call out to the rains and their ability to cleanse and to feed. I call to the tides, to their ebb and their flow and their ability to effortlessly release and welcome in. I call out to our tears, to their emotion and to their ability to just let us cleanse everything away. To the west and to the water, I invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. As I just grab some earphones because my dog is making lots of noise, I turn to the south and I call to the south and to the fire. I call to passion, to creativity, to action and to drive. I call to illumination and to warmth, to the radiance of the sun itself that is the life force of everything on this planet and beyond. I call out to the bonfires that would once have been our spaces for gathering and for protection. I call out to the wildfires and their ability to raise everything to the ground so that we may start afresh. And I call out to those tiny candle flames that are our torch in the darkness, our warmth in the cold. I call to the dragons and to the volcanoes. To the south and to fire, I invite them to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. And as I draw that circle around us by east, by north, by west, by south, and back to east, I call in a circle of protection, a circle of clarity and of wisdom, a circle of connection to any and all who wish to come forward and speak with us with the highest of intentions for each of us, for our planet, for our universe, and for the whole of our species and more. Within this circle, I call in a portal of transformation, a portal of reconnection, and a portal within which we recognize ourselves as the holy and divine beings that each and every one of us are. And into that circle, I call our guides and our helpers, our teachers and our inspirers, our ancestors of blood, of stars, of soul, and of heart. I call in our own souls. Through every direction of time and space, I call in every facet of our beings, that the highest, wisest, most powerful parts of us, that the deepest, most wise and knowing parts of us may step forward and join with us. To this circle I call the center, soul, spirit, space, and ether, calling in the love and the guidance of spirit, the wisdom and the power of soul, the vast, limitless potential of space, and the great mysteries of ether. And I invite the center, soul, space, spirit, and ether to join with us, to work with us, and to bless this time, this space, and this work that we do together. Welcome. And with that circle cast, I invite you to see yourself rooting into this beautiful planet of ours. See that energy within you that flows from the very base of your skull where your skull meets your spine at your causal chakra and moves all around your spine. See that energy, that golden white energy that looks like roots spiraling down your spine till they move out through the base of your spine, out into the chair or the bed that you're resting on, growing brighter and brighter and broader as they move down through the floor of the room that you're in, out and down through the rest of the building that you're in, and down into the earth beneath you, into the foundations of the building, the stone and the soil that sits beneath you, that holds you. See those roots as they stretch out further into all those layers of earth and of rock, down into the rivers and the streams that sit beneath the earth's surface. See your roots stretching further, gold and white light stretching out and down through the caverns and the caves of the inner earth, down through the fires that surround the very heart of our planet and down into the crystal core of this beautiful planet. And as your roots reach that crystal core, see that tree that stands waiting for you, comprised of that same beautiful golden white light stretching out its roots to meet yours, to connect with yours, to connect with you. And as it does so, feel the way that your own roots don't just connect to that tree, they stretch out further still, stretching farther and farther out until you recognize yourselves as part of this beautiful planet, as at one with this gorgeous planet of ours. And then feel the energy of our planet, the energy of Gaia, the energy of Mother Earth as it begins to flow all the way back up through the fires, up through the caves, up through the waters, up through the rock, right the way back up through the building that you're in and back up into your spine. And as that energy flows up into you, feel it filling each and every cell of your body, each and every nerve of your spine, with that sense of peace that comes with knowing you are held, with knowing that you are supported, with knowing that you are never, ever alone. And as that energy reaches the very top of your spine, feel it move out across the whole of your being, like a sigh, like a great big wave of peace. Just reminds you, I'm here, I've got you. As if Mother Earth herself is speaking to you. As that energy moves through you, feel a second door open up in your solar plexus and a spiraling beam of golden energy begin to move upwards, open out through your chest, through your shoulders and your neck, out through your head, all the way up and out through the crown of your head, right out through the ceiling of the room that you're in, the rest of the building, out through the roof and out into the sky. See that spiraling beam of golden light as it moves up and out through all those layers of the Earth's atmosphere and out into space. Out, up through the stars and the planets, up through the universes and the galaxies, right the way up until it seems to reach the edge of space, until it seems like there's nothing else there, and all of a sudden that beam of light just breaks through into a place that is pure light, a place that gleams with golden energy, that seems to just pulse with power, with connection, with wisdom, with excitement, but that also just feels so calm. It allows you to feel like you've just come home to the very center of everything that there is. And as you plug your own beam of light into this place, you feel it begin to flow back down, the energy of source, the energy of your own soul that transcends this lifetime, that transcends every lifetime you remember, that goes back through all that there is, beginning to move back through that beam of light, back through the stars, back through the sky, right the way back in through the roof of the building that you're in, and all the way back through the rest of your body. Until as it comes to rest in your solar plexus, this light, this energy, this pulsing suddenly radiates outwards, igniting and illuminating every cell of your being with the remembrance of who you are, of everything that you are. And as that source energy illuminates your being, feel the way it moves and flows within you. Feel the way it moves and flows with the Gaia energy that is already moving through you. How the two dance with one another, spark off one another, and how you are the perfect divine container for this energetic marriage that takes place between the human and the divine, between earth and the heavens, between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, between Gaia and source. And before we prepare to welcome in whoever wishes to speak with us, we send out one final chord of connection, a chord of what feels and looks like moonlight moving out from your womb space, from your sacral center, out through the earth, out into the stars, moving faster and faster and deeper through the stars until the stars are left far behind us and we are in a place that is just perfectly and purely dark. The perfect nourishing darkness that envelops us like a blanket and reminds us that even when we don't see the way ahead, even when things feel uncertain, there is still possibility. There is still connection, and we know that because in this moment your cord of moonlight connects into the place that is the deepest and darkest part of all that there is. It is the great cosmic womb from which all things began. Place of pure potential, and you feel that potential begin to flow back through the stars, back through the earth, right the way back into your sacral center, and all the way out through the entire energetic circuit of your body, shaking loose anything and everything that feels stuck or stale, and leaving in its place a sense of possibility. As that energy moves through you, allow yourself to sit in the support of Gaia, the remembrance of Source, that great cosmic potential of the cosmos, and let it flow through you as you remember all that you are and all that you have at your fingertips in every moment. And as you do, I ask by divine decree in the name of Gaia, Source, and Cosmos, that this may be a perfect, safe, and sacred space. That as we come together in honor of Mother Earth, in honor of our great universe, in honor of our own divine selves, everything that needs to unfold here may do so with perfect ease and perfect clarity. That we all may be held, supported, and protected to remember who we are, to move back into a place of possibility of all that we may be, for ourselves, for one another, for the earth, and for so much more. So it is. And at this moment, as you come back into your body and back into this second, if you want to open your eyes, you're welcome to do so. But if not, feel free to keep them closed. Feel free to stay in this space for as long as you wish. As I step to one side and invite in whoever wishes to step forward and speak with us this evening. We are the winged ones, those who once flew the skies of this world just as freely as you walk the earth itself. We bring with us the gifts of perspective, the gifts of rising above and beyond the minute, in order that we may see the great and the vast. We were part of this planet in a time long before the time in which you find yourselves now. Part of this planet in its earliest days. We were, some may say, guardians of the skies, but that was not all of our role here. For far more than this, we were in a place of joy with the skies. We would fly upon the breeze, allowing ourselves to soar in the currents of air, as the fish do so in the currents of the water. Ours was a blissful existence. And though we ourselves have long stepped back into a place of the unseen, though we ourselves have long moved away into a realm that cannot always be recognized from those who call the earth home, our companions exist. Our companions work with you every day. As you move through the current period within the north, where the speaker is based, you will see leaves as they filter down from the trees. You will see the way they catch upon the wind and the air. As you move through these days of warmth and warming in the south, in that part of the earth, you will feel the way the air itself heats and moves around you, becoming almost physical. Air is of the elemental kingdom, the one which so often you take for granted. It is one which has been both overblown in the current age, with all being in the brain, all being about what can be made manifest from the thinking into the speaking. This is all air, much of it hot. Yet air has also been forgotten for all that it is. It has been forgotten as something that is the greatest and most necessary part of life on earth for so many. It has been ignored and polluted and forgotten by those who would not wish to soar upon it, would not wish to allow you to rise and to see it for all that it is. By those who do not realize that when the air is toxic and dangerous, the earth is toxic and dangerous, and all that calls it home will die. We are in every day working to cleanse the air, to come back to a place of understanding of what the air truly is, of remembering the air of this planet to all that it once was, to the greatest gift, to the sharpest and clearest and purest of the oxygen. But we ask you also to recognize this within yourselves. We ask you every day to look to the moments of intuition, as the speakers spoke of earlier, but to look also to the moments of your dreams. Allow yourself to soar upon those dreams as though the minute were not of consequence to you. Allow yourself to come into the place of rising above. Allow yourself to be in the moments of flight when they arise. I say this not to deter you from your earthly existence. Of course, this is also where you must plant your feet and move through. I say this, though, to remind you of the sweetness of air. And in this moment, I invite you to take a breath, and in so doing, pull in the sweetest air you have ever ingested. Pull it into your being, and let yourself recognize what can be if only you connect with what air always and forever was. I wish to give you wings, that in your own dreams, in your place of meditation, you too may soar with us. What would the world be like? What would it look like if you were to rise above it and see? If you were to step out of the depth, out of the detail, out of the heaviness, and soar above for just a moment and see all that this earth truly is and has to offer, you would see the great interconnected nature of all. You would not for one moment doubt that you were part of something majestic. You would not for one moment stop to think about whether or not you should give someone else grace, for you would recognize that all are part of the same perspective, that all are in need of grace, for all truly are grace. You would recognize yourself as part of the wonder that can be seen when one looks at this earth from above. I wish to invite in another to speak at this moment, so I shall step back. But I ask you to remember us, the winged ones of the earliest part of the earth, to call to us if you so wish, and to fly with us when the need arises for you. We will always be ready and willing to lift you, to soar with you, as we teach you the freedom of the air. Blessings. It is said that human life came first from the oceans. This is true for your own current incarnation, but you must also recognize that there were species of human-like people who existed before in and of the water. As my winged friend spoke of the air, I speak too of the water. I speak of a landscape which has been so desperately polluted and taken for granted, though it is the greatest gift that nature has ever given, though it is the one thing above all that differentiates this planet from many others. What is it for you when you allow yourself to come into one with water? Not only to drink in it, although this is an important facet of life, of course, and know that each and every cell of the water, molecule of the water, is grateful, honored with the opportunity to give you life by your partaking in it. I share this not to speak of the washing which you do so regularly with the water, though once again, the water itself is honored to be that which supports you to cleanse, which supports you to stay healthy as you move through this earth. I ask you, though, to think now of what it would be to be in and of the water, as I and those who are like me once did. We were a species who existed in water as much as on land. We were able to coexist between the two, and it was a breathtakingly beautiful existence. It was one that allowed us to reflect deeply on the true beauty of this earth, which can only often be seen beneath the surface. It was one that allowed us to recognize the power in flow, the power not in standing still, but in allowing ourselves to jump into a current and be taken along as it needs to be. There are those who fear the water, and this is something that is understandable, for the water itself is deep and full of mysteries. The water can be powerful, can be detrimental to life if not respected, if not worked with. Yet the water is also welcoming. It is also the place that has and continues to be a home for your beings, for your people. It is the place that can teach us so much if only you are willing to listen. I invite you, as you move through this portal of the balancing and rebalancing, to spend some time under the water. Be that with a swim, with a bath under which you can place your head, or be that simply by submerging your eyes and your ears into the water for just a moment. Let yourself come into that place of submergence, that you may truly see and hear the wisdom that the water has to share with you. The water is speaking. Its people are speaking. We are asking you to go deeper.
deeper than you already are. And though I know there are many amongst you who go already so deep into your journey, so deep into your connection with your planet, it is time now to dive deeper still. It is time now to go fathoms and fathoms below the surface and see, witness, experience the past history that is and has always been waiting to be reclaimed within yourself and within this world, for it is in the ancient history that you are likely to find so many of the secrets and of the answers that you are looking for about yourself and about this earth more broadly. Again, as I step aside and allow another to step forward, I ask you and invite you to be in and with the water, to remember that those who would pollute it do so to try and rob the life force of all, but that each time you whisper a blessing to the smallest amount of water, its nature of connection allows that blessing to flow to all. The water can never have too many blessings, as the planet can never have too many blessings, as you yourself can never have too many blessings. Yolandi.
Okay, so just take a few deep breaths in. And just allow yourself to really be in your body tonight as we start our journey together. Aresias lashes ranna shandrokwa. Aleshara sandra ioelashe rasusua sekial. Rasekwana la shundro wasara heleshindro kuaser rasetahiene la hiama. Borasekua salashe sa sasanda sekero soto heleshi sahiakua daere toya nate. Mbawatre kiala shutro swasahia ke rashanda sakia sete ulo soko. Aresianda sahioko. And I want you now to visualize yourself taking a walk with me, taking a walk up on this high mountain where we are stood right now. And as we walk closer and closer and closer to the edge of this cliff, I want you to look out over the seas beneath this cliff. And I want you to stand here and look at the water. As we look into the west, to the water right now, Manduala Kera Shienda Se, Isiasa Inguro Solo Shetrayokwa Sahiake. And we start to move that water, the strands of energy that we can see below us here. Nduatra Hiale Hiake. And as we start to bring those strands of energy that is starting to form in the water, Mwanda Yake, and we're pulling it up, all the way back into your heart right now. Nala hera siase nua kera siase la shenda hiake. And as we carefully start opening up the portals of remembering Mwandwala Kiara Mashenduata Kiara Se, to all of the wisdom no troasa la hiakera se andahia kela hia shora swasa kiate that was captured on this planet manduahia ke sayake billions of years ago motwanda yake areselia se kiata. When this water came to the planet muandwara se kia la shendra kwase yake, the greatest gifts, the greatest remembering mudwala lehe kurusi andeta yake were captured Motorohiake and the very molecules that created life for this planet. Nanduatarahiake Salia Shondrakwasi Kereshianda. Arasalahiake. And as you allow yourself to fully mutuarasakiatarahiandalahiake, open up your heart back mutuarasakialashandruasake, to this energy, matrahiake, this wisdom, nutroasakialake, and this deepest remembering. Mundualake rashia sekiria sakiala shandrakwa. Andrasala sindahi. Andua tuatake rasi sulashe sahiara sasarama sukurusa hiake. Andalahiara sahiake. And we plant that in your heart now. Mataikuroshandepi kia te taria seke. As we are calling you back, matroyela shanguro sakiate, to the deep wisdom now. Mandwala hiakera shiatekia senda hiokora seake. And as this beautiful energy, matrua sekiase, is anchoring itself back in, Maduata lehiakera sianda hikiase, I can feel this energy moving into the back of my body, mataela shete, and literally going straight through my heart and back into my spine. Madara segula siakera sitiate. So as we start to activate this element back into our bodies right now, matrundua ekeresia la shindru kuasela eresia kesia ke. Just allow yourself to release into handai keresia andasa hiakera siase, this energy, matalahangara sokara swasakiate, allowing this atarihiake, this energy to move up, right up into the back of your skull, and activate mata angalashake rasiake sindakiake rasiata. The doorways back into Matakiate, your beautiful dragon brain, Buala Shundruaso Karasiase Kianderesiake Leshu, Aresindikiake Rasai Leshandra Kwasaki, Arasaleshiana Karama Andale Ikurosundua, Eshindra Hiakele Sheatrakiaseta and Dayaku, and Dualakera Masendo Asia Trevesi, Alishuta Nawa Keramasenda Siakera Show. Alicia Sundawa Adanda Kirate Avetu Lasetu Yana Uraswasia Kesandaya Ke Amae Kurasia Seke Naila Shera Seva Seku Duate Ke Rasia Se Hasenda hia korasa ila shatra amba seku haseluse taresa ia senda kwa haseya ia kwa tarasia. And as we start to calibrate the ma'ikosata, the water within your own system, within your own body, ma'indahiakela shotarahiake, to the wisdom of the water, manduala shekurosusahiake, understanding that the water in your body, the flow of the water, muahiakeresiake sahiake, the biggest building block of you, starting that vibration of all of these molecules within you, and as we calibrate, let go of the resistance within you. Allow yourself to step into this space of openness now. No more fear for what the water holds. Allowing yourself to step back into that space of the bliss of water. Allowing yourself to step back into the space of the joy of water. And the ease and the wisdom of water. And as you feel all the cells in your body celebrating this deep remembering within you, and seta hindu we call you back, we call you back, we call you back. Allow yourself to be in the joy of water again, because we know there's been much fear. We know that this water has been used against you. We know that this water has been such a big place of fear for so long. but you walked out of this water, moala shekura sekiatera senda hiake, and you became who you are because of the water, matuata hiake. So do not underestimate your connection to the water, moala sekura senda hiake shotoata lehikiaten. Ndaleshoko, when that perfect balance was struck between all of the cells, Matwanda hiakerasianda, and that spark of creation, Matalehisondo tutuarata hiake, was lit inside of the water, Mwandwa sakeresiake sahiake, your beautiful being, Matwatahiake, was the result of that. You sitting here right now was the result of miracles happening within the water. And we see you as the miracles of the water, each and every single one of you. So may you see yourself as the miracles of the water going forward. May you honor the water. And will you understand that the wisdom flows through your body on a daily basis? Every breath you take, every moment you are here on this planet, you are wisdom personified, you are wisdom embodied, you are all of this. So come back to that part of yourself, come back to this remembering. For we honor this, and we ask you to take this with you. Become the portals of wisdom, the speakers of truth. Havitahi la muate ungusa kurukoshe ku, handuatara senda hi la masekua, esenda hi le chadra, asando kurosa. Se sotonoko hiaresahi. And take a deep breath in, Alicia se. And as we thank the water, mandato tu rasinda la hiase, hashondo horose ake, usanda la wahe kareshi hase. And we allow ourselves now to make our way down the cliff path again, and datata hiara soko, back to where we started. And as you place your feet on the earth, I want you to feel how you are walking yourself back into your body, back into this space. And placing your feet on the ground, firmly on the ground. And as we thank the Great Mother, the Great Mother of the water, the Great Mother of the air, the Great Mother of the fire and of the earth. She who birthed us from her fertile waters. As we place our hearts and our honor and our love for her here today, and we thank her again for making the sun rise, for keeping the spinning going, for reminding us that the sun goes up and down every single day, and that she is relentless and consistent, and she is always here, always here, always here. So much gratitude for being on this planet, so much gratitude for being part of this expression of love that we get to give every single day, the wisdom that we get to share, the energy that we get to give out on this planet, and the love that we receive from her every single day. And as we honor the Great Mother, from the depths of our hearts, extending our love back to her, Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you pull yourself back into your body now, all of you back into your body, back into your consciousness, back into the room where you are right now, listening to us, as we ask the earth to remind your body that it is part of this expression in this third dimensional world, part of this density, and part of this magic, part of so much of this magic. And may we all move into the next month with our hearts open and our bodies buzzing and with the wisdom of this planet. And as I thank all of the energies, all of the guides, that came here tonight to connect with us, so much gratitude. And as we close the sacred circle now, Muatean, Hahemola, Ekuasarasi, Handiatera, Sukorasa, Limishiako, Sarase, Avandahiake. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And take a deep breath in and out. And just start to move your body and your fingers and your legs and all of yourself. Right. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. How are you feeling?
All right. Could someone remind me next time we do one of these live to turn off the drink more water alarm that goes off on my phone at 7:15 every night, because every
Well, it's quite funny because we were meant to drink more water now that we've connected with the water, so
I am very conscious that as I'm sitting here, I have beings that are connected to the other elements sitting and waiting in the wings to talk to us. They don't want to talk to us right now, but they're waiting in the wings. So please bear that in mind, that will come at some point. Who knows?
Yeah, they were very clear. They're like, no, you're not activating all the elements tonight. You start with one and you let it integrate. So we'll see where we go over the next few months. But I was like, it will be water. And that's like, I'm okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, beautiful.
So yeah, thank you for that. That was beautiful. I love that there was a moment in it where you talked about what was it? The joyfulness or the playfulness of water. I know you don't remember, like I never remember. Joyfulness or the playfulness of water. And my whole body just felt like it was like, just felt like it was dancing. So I hope everybody else felt that joy and that playfulness as well. So it was beautiful. Thank you.
No, and thank you. And thank you for watching. And we really appreciate your support, and just like, subscribe.
Bye.
Like, subscribe, remember.
Let us know how you found that, how you got on in the comments. Obviously Charlie is there right now, but we would always, we do go back and check comments later, so we would always love to hear. And yeah, we will.
And we're very excited for next month. We are doing, or the three of us will be getting together. So Charlie and Ceryn and myself will be getting together, and we will be creating a beautiful witchy Ceryn session for you. So we're very excited. We've been getting all these downloads, and we just think it's going to be a magical expression of a lot of stuff. So watch out for that. We will be releasing that on the 31st. So yeah, just look out for it, and we will let you guys know, and we'll send all the emails and do all the good stuff. But yeah, keep that in mind. So just stay updated in our Facebook group. We'll be sharing it there, etc. So, and on all our pages. So we'd love for you to join us. We do feel that's going to be a big magical expression of all of our energies together, and the intention of our entire project wrapped into a beautiful little session just for you.
I'm excited. So yeah, and that one won't be live. So if you have plans on Ceryn and you're sort of thinking, oh, I'm going to miss it, please don't worry. I will be. Well, we will both be away for that one. I'll be tucked up in a cabin in the woods with very little internet signal, so we will be recording it prior to that and just releasing it, putting it out there on the 31st. So please don't worry. You can watch when is right and comfortable for you. I guess my brain won't make words anymore, so I think.
Okay, so yeah, have a fantastic evening. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you enjoyed this, please share it with your friends who weren't with us tonight. We'd love for more people to see this. Tell other people about our work as well. And we'd be very, very happy if you could just share it as wide as you can. We really appreciate that. Okay, so have a magical month ahead, and we will see you guys on the 31st of October. Thank you. Goodbye.
Mess it up.